So one of the problems I had with the Sette, it's a Sette 270 WI, and what it does is it doses by weight, okay? So you put your portafilter in here. It's got these little arms that go in and can adjust, and it's got a little portafilter holder here. And the problem is, I've got this horrible static issue in my house with this grinder, okay? I mean, it's wintertime here. We're in Michigan. Well, it's March, so there's snow on the ground still. And so the heat's on, so it is a little drier in here, but I don't experience the problem to that level with the Ceado E6. And I'll show you what I mean. If I try to grind into a portafilter, okay, even if I have this little gadget here to make it a little cleaner, but I'll show you what I mean. So this will distribute by weight. In hindsight, I should have got the version without the W or the WI, just the 270. And it's, I think, more of a time dose. So you can set it to go for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, which gets you, you can set that time. It grinds for X amount of seconds, which is nicer because you can just, like, if you have a device like this so things don't spill, a little funnel, there's no way to make this fit. Like it just doesn't work, right? So, it's such a short time. I wouldn't mind just holding it there, but with a weight-based grinder, you can't do that. I'd have to put it in manual mode, and it's just kind of a nightmare. So what happens? I've got this set and I'll show you. I'm gonna put this here just in case. Make a mess. I don't want to make a mess, but. Okay, so this is held in place, 16.5 gram dose. So I hit play. And as you see, it's all over the cupboard. Half of it's stuck here. So it did pretty close. Sometimes it'll show 17, 18. I mean, it's not, this time it was fairly accurate, okay? But look at the cupboard. Look at the mess, though. That's what I was experiencing all the time, and it was horrid. So what I did to alleviate that was I started grinding in this included cup, okay? There's a cup here that I can kind of, if I get these right, like that, I can kind of hang that cup here. And look at the static. I don't know if you can see that. I have another video where it's really pronounced, but there's a lot of static, a lot of grounds that are just hung up in this. They're just hanging on here. Like it's just, they say it's a static issue, but a lot of grounds. So let me cut again and clean this up. Okay, so what I do, my process here basically is I grind into this. So in the cup, it would look like this. Set for 16.5. And 16.5, of course, on video now, it's right on the button, which is funny because usually that'll be anywhere from 15 to 18, and actually now that I'm doing a video, it's being pretty consistent, so that's wild. But anyways, then from here, I take my portafilter and I put my funnel up here and I kind of tap this in there. Should probably turn on the light so there's some light in here. That will make sense. Okay. So I tap that in there, give it a little shake, and then I have a distribution tool. Usually it's overfilled a little bit, and this kind of knocks it out. The depth is set; it's variable, so I set it to where if it's a little overfilled, it'll kind of shuck the rest of it out, and it gives a kind of a clean prep tamp type of thing. Then I've got a calibrated tamper here. I know tamping on a cupboard is just a temporary thing. So, but that's kind of what I do to get it going. Okay. And with the Ceado E6P, what I like about it is now the pros of the Sette, as you can see, it looks like a number 7, which is really cool. I guess Sette must mean 7 in Italian or something. And this has a macro adjustment ring, which is right here. And then on the bottom, this one also spins. That's the kind of micro adjustment ring. So you can set it right now. It looks like it's set to 11. And then if say I set it to 10 and it's too fine, I set it to 11, it's too coarse for whatever reason, then in between those, there's this whole micro thing that has A through I, it looks like. So you can set this and kind of micro set it in or micro adjust it. So yeah, the beans go in the hopper here. This has a little key you can turn to lock the hopper to take it off. The reason why I got this is, you know, the price was decent and it's a pass-through grinder. So supposedly there was very little retention because you put the grinds in top. They literally grind through a conical burr type setup straight down. So it seemed like a really cool idea and a cool setup, you know. It's fairly light. It's not that heavy. But I really want to be able to just grind into the portafilter. You know, it's so much easier and nicer. And I thought when I got this that I would just put the portafilter there and, you know, a couple grounds spilling out. I thought it would look more like this when I was done, where maybe there'd be a couple grounds on here, but I didn't think it would be all over the cupboard, which it is every time. So it's really bad. But you can set, like all you do is say I do another dose for 17 and I hold position number 2 and now that one's set for 17 back to the first one. So it's really easy to set and use. It's just the operation, the performance of it for me. And some people rave about them and love them. So I'm not going to give it a thumbs down because maybe I got a dud. Maybe it's the dryness or lack of humidity in my house that's affecting this, and this is really sensitive to it. I don't know. It grinds fast. It seems to produce a fluffy grind. It just makes a mess, and I can't do it into my portafilter, which is the main reason it's going back, because that's like 3/4 of the stuff that I really need it to do. So on to the Ceado is kind of a different animal. This is a prosumer version. It's much heavier, much bigger, a little bit more expensive. This one just has one adjustment. It's a stepless, I guess, so which means it doesn't click into place, but you basically loosen the set screw here and then you rotate this collar. So for finer, you would rotate it counterclockwise. To go coarse, you rotate it a little bit clockwise. And then it's the timed dose. So it says manual dose. If I hold both these buttons down, it will just grind until I let them go. Okay. The single dose is programmed in already for, I think it's like 5 seconds grinding and 10 seconds for a double. It just happens to be that that's pretty close for what I get. I have to measure it yet and see how many grams it's producing, but it seems to fill up my portafilter where I want it to fill up and so forth. It's a little bit quieter too. Has a little bit bigger bean hopper, much bigger motor, bigger unit, you know, obviously. But yeah, that's it. So I'll show you how this one is. With this one, what I really like about it is the fact that I can do exactly what I can actually put this here and just hold it here. And if I hit the button, it goes right where I need it to go. So that's kind of the sound comparison. And that's it. Now let's see how we did. See, that's almost perfect. Now maybe we'll lose maybe a tiny bit. Yep, just a little bit. It's compacting it, but I kind of get the rest of it out of there. Nice dose. And I know I'm tamping on not tamping on a pad, but it's just for a quick demo. And that's it. So, and look at the cleanup. Like, the cleanup is, I mean, there's really nothing on the tray. Maybe there's some grounds up there. If I move it over, if I can feel up there, if there's something. Doesn't feel like much. So maybe there is retention. It's inside the unit, and that's totally fine. I can always, you know, waste a single dose or manually dose some out. But it's the thing that I really love about it, other than it being nice, quiet, and heavy duty, is you see there's no mess. Like, it's very clean around the unit itself. It grounded all into the portafilter. And I can use the adapter, and I can just hold it here, and it'll just grind into it. So it's very, very, very nice. I'm excited about that. So as far as the manual, you just hold the two buttons down like this. Then you let it go. So that's how you manual dose with it. Really simple setup. I do like it a lot better because it does what I need it to do. It's a shame about the Sette because I really wanted to like that unit, you know, especially for the price. But this is the keeper here because it does what I need. It puts it right in the portafilter. So that is my quick review of the Ceado E6P version 2 versus the Sette 270WI and how they both turned out for me.